Welcome back. This is the part of the channel where I go through a past exam question. This one's on differential calculus, but this time it's involving tables. And so we don't actually know the expression for f of x or g of x. We only know the outcome when we substitute 3 or 7 into these. They give us what f of x is, g of x, and f prime and g of prime. So this is worth 7 marks. We should be able to do this in 7 minutes or less. Please watch one of my other videos explaining on how to find the derivatives from a table. Otherwise, we'll get straight into it. Okay, start the clock. The values of the function f and g and their derivatives for 3 and 7 are shown in the table. Let h of x equal the product of these two functions, which we don't know. Find h of 3. So the first part is simply we have been given h of x, so we need to substitute 3 in for x. So this is going to be h of 3 is equal to f of 3 times g of 3. So this is not using calculus here. This is just using the table, getting used to the table. So what is f of 3? Well, f of 3, here's f, here's 3. So f of 3 is 3. Okay, and so we're going to just substitute that in there. Okay, and g of 3, using the same principle, we can see from the table that is minus 2. So the answer is minus 6. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward for A. For part B, it says find the equation of the normal to h when x is 7. So there's quite a few steps to this, because we're told that h of x is the following, which is f of x, g of x. But now they're asking us to find the equation of the normal to h. So in most cases, what we'll need to do is we'll differentiate h of x. And then once we found the derivative of that, we can then proceed to find the normal to the tangent, which is the negative reciprocal of that. So the first thing is I have to differentiate h. So I'm going to, this is a product. So this is u and this is v. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to use product rule. So we've got v du. So v times the derivative of u. And like I said, watch one of my other videos. If you're not sure how to do this, I've made a video on the tutorial of how to do this. So v du plus u dv. Okay. Now we need to substitute 7 into this. So h prime of 7 is going to be g of 7. So let's go up and have a quick look at the table there. I won't do this working out for every single one. I'm just going to show you the first one. So g of 7 is 6, right? So we'll zoom out so you can see the table. So we've got 6 times f prime. So I'm looking at the table again. At 7 is 1 plus f of x at 7. So that's 5. And g prime at 7 is 3. Okay, so summing all of that together is 6 plus 15. So we have 21. Right, so just imagine what's going on here. We have a curve. We have a tangent to that curve, and that tangent to that curve, we have a gradient of 21. So the normal to that curve, then, which passes at right angles, will be the negative reciprocal of that. So I'll just call that m2 is negative 1 over 21. Right, now that's a straight line. So what I'm going to do is use the straight line y equals mx plus c format. It doesn't ask us in the question to put it any other way, so I'm just going to use that. So we have y equals minus 1 over 21 times x plus c. Now the trick is to see a point that it passes through. So if we go up here, we need to know a point that it passes through. Well, we do know that it passes through x is 7, right? But we need to now find the corresponding y value. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to take that 7 and I'm going to substitute it in to the original function here, okay, to find out what the value of y would be. So that is a little bit why they got you to do part A, to sort of get you to understand what to do there. So h of 7 was equal to f of 7, so f of 7 is 5, times by g of 7, which is 6. So we get 30. So it passes through 30. So 730. Right? Now let's go and put all of those values in because we're getting close to time. So 30 equals minus 1 over 21 times 7 plus c. That becomes minus 1 over 3. 30 plus c. Now you can solve this however you want. I'm just going to times everything by 3. So 90 equals minus 1 plus 3c. 91 equals 3c, so c is 91 over 3. So putting all of that back into the formula for a straight line is y equals minus 1 over 21 x plus 91 over 3. And if I needed to put it in a different format, I would just mess around with that straight line. But that's it. Stop the clock. Let me know how you get on in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.